Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Madeline and today I am doing something slightly different. I am going to be talking about style and some fashion tips. So I think this would be a really fun series of videos for me to do, talking kind of about how I've developed my personal style, how you can also explore fashion and really develop a personal feel for clothing, accessories, etc. How to look really, really great on a budget. I think it's so important to wear clothing you love in a way that is not wasteful as well. I'm really big on secondhand shopping and defining your style in a way that is sustainable and a bit conscious. Although I do shop from a lot of high street, low-end brands, I do try to invest in really good quality pieces and things that aren't solely trendy and stuff that I will keep for years and years. I don't do, a big shop. I remember in elementary school, some of my friends would just have like a clothing budget every fall and spring, and they would just kind of blow it on clothes that they would run through that season and then kind of toss. But of course, when you're a kid, it's a different story. But getting into your teenage years, your 20s, 30s, 40s, and beyond, I think it's really important to be mindful of what you're purchasing. Find pieces that are convertible and that will kind of be chameleons and really blend in with your whole vibe. So that starts me on my first point to mention here, which is define your color palette. So that's going to kind of work with your hair tone, your skin tone, the type of makeup that you like to wear, just what you feel really comfortable in. So for me, I love a good neutral. I love whites and blacks. I do really like a good navy blue. Some camel tones, greens, oranges, earthy tones. I don't wear purple or pink. Some oranges, more burnt oranges, but it's really rare to find me in like a lime green or bright yellow. I just don't love it on my skin tone. I find it kind of brings out the less desirable tones in my skin, like that green kind of sallowy tone. Don't love it. So although I will kind of opt for more forest greens and such, you gotta kind of try it out. That's why it's really lovely to shop at thrift stores or shop secondhand, and then consignment stores as well. Can't forget those. And then you can really try things out. If you don't love it, put it back into the system or give it to a friend, and you don't always have to kind of keep buying new. So that's great. Find your color palette and really stick to it, because then once everything is around the same color family, packing is a breeze and you can really mix and match easily. Another point is know your do's and don'ts. So if you have a body shape that maybe doesn't lend itself very well to super short skirts. Me, for example, I have some hips. I've developed a bit of a booty in quarantine, so it's important for me not to wear something too short because I find it can pull up in the back or the wind blows and you're kind of exposing your under things to the world. It's just not worth it. I don't feel comfortable in it. Don't feel comfortable going up the stairs, but there totally is a time and place if you do love short cutoff shorts or a mini skirt, for example. But for me, it's a no-go. So I don't buy tight shorts. I don't love exposing my tummy too much, so I will buy crop tops, but that also means I buy high-waist pants to go along with those. Know your absolute no's and stick to it, because even if there's a trend like tie-dye, I don't like tie-dye, so I didn't buy a single thing that's tie-dye. Or even sweatpants. I don't love wearing sweatpants. I love wearing sweatpants, but I don't really like working sweatpants into my outfits that much. So I might buy one really nice pair of joggers and that's it. I'm not buying a sweatsuit right now. And usually I'm just bumming around in sweatpants, so I definitely don't over purchase those because they take up a ton of storage space. Have you ever tried to store sweaters? It is like you need a whole separate room for it if you have like 10 sweaters. So I really try to be conscious and know my limits. That also relies on your work and your lifestyle. So for me, I work in a pretty formal environment, so I really try to stick to business casual pieces that are comfortable. So that's another really important point. Opt for comfort whenever possible, meaning always. Of course, dresses and stuff, if you do want that figure flattering look, you might need to pull out some Spanx and such, but on a daily basis, opt for comfort. So today I'm wearing kind of low-riding jeans, which are okay, but they're not that comfortable. So you're gonna bet that I'm not gonna be repurchasing kind of low-lying jeans. These mom jeans from H&M are such an amazing find. Not only is the H&M denim actually really great quality, they are so cool. They have really nice distressing. Gap is also fantastic for jeans. A brand I don't love, Old Navy, don't really love their jeans. I have purchased from the men's section for jeans before, but these ones from H&M, just fantastic, and they have that beautiful high waist feel. So go to a brand like Levi's or you know, the more expensive brands like Mother Denim, etc. You can find some beautiful jeans, beautiful cuts, and they'll last. Jeans are something that don't wash them too often, only spot clean, and they will really last you forever. That brings me to another point about shopping secondhand. I really am selective about what clothing I purchase secondhand. So we'll do a whole other video on how to shop at a thrift store, for example, but I really don't love buying pants, denim, anything that kind of is in the crotch area secondhand, because it just never really feels clean if somebody else has worn it. If there are tags on it, different story. Skirts, they're fine, and you can wash them a bit easier, but yeah, I really try to stay away, especially with denim. If they've been worn, they're much more likely to rip, and it's very rare that people are dropping off things that, you know, have been so lightly used at donation centers and such. So probably not the place to buy denim. We also need to talk budget, because you can't start buying really expensive full price pieces that are so trendy and wear them only a few times, you realize they're not that comfortable, or maybe they don't wash well, and then you feel like you've wasted money. There's always, you know, reselling, consignment stores, but for the most part, stick with a budget, and there is always going to be a high street, you know, remake of the item you want. So for example, if you love a blazer, Smythe is a really gorgeous brand that makes beautiful blazers. So if you want to invest, if you know you're going to wear something a ton, get that beautiful blazer. Spend your budget on one blazer versus 10 from H&M, and it will last, because blazers, for example, that are made with thicker material, this one's actually really great. I just got it secondhand. It's a nice brand. The buttons are beautiful. The tailoring's great. It has a really nice detailing around the neck with a nice purple trim there. It has a gorgeous lining. It is just wonderful. Very lightly used, and a good place to look for wear and tear on a piece is right around the collar to see if there's discoloration or any kind of thinning of the fabric under the arms or around kind of the inner portion, inner body of the garment. That's where it'll rip or show a lot of wear and tear. So sleeves too. Those are definitely a telltale sign if the sleeves are really worn out, that the item is probably in a more fragile condition. There are some really great apps such as ShopTagger, Honey, and Rakuten. All really great. I'll leave the links below for you. ShopTagger alerts you when a price has gone down on an item that you've saved. Honey provides coupon codes when you're checking out, and Rakuten is just a cashback system, which is unbelievable. They're really great tools to just help you save money just in your web browser. Really easy to use. So stick to your budget, and things go on sale, and you can always find a dupe probably at Zara or H&M of those designer pieces that you have your eye on. If you do like to invest in great pieces, take care of your clothes. I'll do a whole other post on how I like to take care of my clothes, but I've also done a video on how to clean and condition leather. I'm a huge fan of buying one great pair of leather boots versus 10 pairs of PU, plastic leather, PU because it actually smells, but polyurethane and just plastic boots. They crack, they don't hold up in the winter, they rip, they let water in, it's just a nightmare. So I love buying one great pair of leather boots and one great leather handbag, taking great care of them and having them last a decade or more. That is the way to go, guys. And going to a cobbler, you know, for $25 to $40, you can get a new sole put on, you can get them shined up. It's great. I'll list my favorite one below as well in North York if you're around the Toronto area. I'll list my 10 favorite closet essentials as well below, all of which I have invested in. Great pieces to keep in your more formal workwear wardrobe. And it's funny, I did the post 6 years ago, and they are all still totally true products that I still have in my collection and love to pieces. When you're shopping too, it's important to ask for trusted advice. So take a photo, send it to a friend, bring a friend shopping with you who you like, who you trust. Sometimes family members aren't always the most trustworthy. Or either way, sometimes the friends aren't the most trustworthy in terms of telling you the hard facts. But if you go to a great place, I know Aritzia comes to mind, they have stylists that work in the stores. They know their products, they know what will work on your body type. So ask for advice. And speaking of body type, our bodies change. They are always changing. Everybody's body is going to change as we age, as new jobs and new lifestyles come in and out of our individual lives. So accept change in your body, because it is coming for all of us in whatever way it might be. We have to accept it, acknowledge our health, and let your closet work around your body type. So that's why if you buy something you love, accept that, love it for the moment, and it might not fit in the future. There's always consignment. I love Common Sort Vintage in Toronto, for example, for consignment, or Plato's Closet for more low-end brands. Buy something, wear it. If your body changes, either get rid of it or pack it away if you might experience some flex in your body weight, for example. But it's so important to get that size up. I've actually, more recently, I've gone up a size in pants for the most part. It is like the best thing that's ever happened to me, because I was just kind of feeling a bit awkward in my pants. Some were a bit too big, some were a bit too small, and now I've just kind of gotten rid of all of those ones that were too tight, gone up a size, and it just feels really good, and everything looks so much better when it's not like stretched at the seams. Some, tight pants can be quite attractive, but they're not that comfortable, so try the size up. Even for a t-shirt, try the size up. Give yourself a little bit of extra room, but I'll give you an example of a blazer where it's just a bit too big. So this one, amazing. I got it secondhand. I tried it on in the store. That is so key. That'll come in my secondhand clothing video, but try stuff on at the store, especially if they have a no returns. You must try it on, because there's no way to guesstimate how well something will fit. The gingham or plaid blazer is definitely a piece that is so trendy right now, but also extremely timeless. So this one, for example, from Old Navy, which is in stock right now, you can even tell by the lining, it pulls more warm versus kind of this more black and white blue toned one that I'm wearing right here. How cute does it look with this Lucky Brand purse draped across, so pretty. And then if you really want to add a fun pop, throw a little scarf onto the bag, and then you can pull colors from this scarf and wear, maybe a dark green shirt or, blue pants, and keep it kind of, toned down. Don't go too heavy-handed with the color, but finding something that all kind of really jives together well is really important. And take a good look at your items in bright sunlight, and then you can kind of see where your colors lie. This is small, but it is that kind of boyfriend fit. So really pretty. It is a longer style here, and actually more of a like sweatshirt material, kind of stretchy and not very thin. And it does not have a lining throughout. For this jacket, there's just a bit too much volume. It's baggy, it doesn't really hug under the arms. You could kind of wrap a belt around it if you wanted that like more, grandpa chic effect, and then just kind of cinch it at the waist. Listen, it could be worked through, but it just doesn't fit me the way I want it to fit. The sleeves are just a bit longer than I'd like, and again, there's just a bit too much volume around this top area. I feel like I'm swimming a bit. So this is a great example of an item that, get rid of it. If it is secondhand and it's really great quality, you could get it tailored if the price allows, because tailoring is not cheap, you guys. It's gonna run you at least $25, $30, $40, $50 and beyond. I haven't gotten something tailored recently. I cannot remember prices. I also wanted to draw attention to the Old Navy website, because depending on what item you're looking at, they'll also provide styling tips on what to wear that item with, and then they'll link directly to those pieces. It just makes things so simple. It also goes without saying that shopping online can be hard, and when I saw this ad, for example, for some $10 pants, I was drawn immediately to the fact that they are pretty tight around the calves, and that is something that I actually really can't stand with pants. I find they ride up and they just don't fall properly on my legs. So just make sure you know how you like your clothes to fit, and look out for those maybe traits that are less desirable, so that you don't need to risk having to return them and wasting your money. This is another great blazer I love. It's from H&M. This one is so good for every season. It's a bit more of a neutral print, right? It's not as houndstoothy wintry. When you're talking personal style and trying to define what you love, patterns and prints are great. I love a good jacket that has a beautiful print, but you'll notice that the rest of my outfit is very neutral. I'm just wearing dark jeans and a really nice white top with some detail, but nothing that competes with the pattern of my jacket. Houndstooth, for example, is such a classic look. Check out this jacket right here. It's a lovely H&M find, quite affordable. I think it was around $40 to $50. It is so pretty, and it's actually like a printed fabric, but the shape is absolutely timeless and very easy. There's no collar. I find collars can be really dating sometimes. I also hate really short collars. This one's just neutral, you know, not too long, not too short. I find those really short collars. H&M is notorious for having like blazers that look like they shrunk in the wash, even right off the rack. So look for something that has just really good proportions and go to a store that does suiting well if you do want something that is a bit more business casual. I know a lot of people have success with like RW & Co. Banana Republic is like a really great staple store for cute, comfortable suiting. And check out the thrift stores if you do want to do like a bit of a mix and match. When you become more of a savvy shopper and like to take a real qualitative approach to your closet, you're going to want to look for good fabrics. So one of those fabrics I adore is cashmere. I find wool to be very itchy on my skin. It's a bit sensitive, so cashmeres are so incredibly soft. They last very well. You're not going to want to wash your cashmeres, but if it is a secondhand item like this great cardigan right here, you can soak it in cold water just with some mild detergent to get out any smells or any surface dirt. Really give it a good squish in the water, really get the soap through the fabric, rinse it a few times, squeeze out the water with a towel kind of wrapped around the item, and then really press out the water, and then lay this flat to dry, whether it's on a drying rack or on just a soft surface. Then your product is not going to lose its shape. No heat. It's really important not to cook your wool or cashmere natural fabrics at all. And look at how pretty it is. Honestly, something that is just a nice neutral shade. Look for really good colors, rich colors, nothing that's washed out or kind of old looking. Check your garments for holes and tears and everything like that. Another great tip is don't buy an item that you want to fix. My sister Lauren always told me this: if there's something on clearance or something that is final sale, if you're buying an item to fix, it is probably not worth the work, unless it's just a really simple button or strap or something. But if there is like a tear or you need to do major alterations, leave it. You will definitely be able to find a similar item. Accessories, a whole other topic, but look at this scarf that I found. It was a little bit bright and kind of loud when I saw it on the rack. Again, this is all secondhand. I love to buy scarves at thrift stores, but this is literally my color palette. Love all these colors, mix in some white, black, and gray, and then it is literally my closet in a nutshell. So something like this can be used in just a multitude of ways, tied onto a great purse, tied in your hair, around the neck. The sky's the limit. So using those little accessories can really jazz up those neutral colors. You don't need to buy something too loud. So especially with shirts, I try to keep my patterns off the shirt. I'll keep patterns to pants. I'm kind of careful with my patterns on the pants. Sometimes vertical line or like a houndstooth or a very light kind of brocade floral effect is quite pretty on the pants, but be quite honest with yourself. Opt for a more loose fit if there is a pattern. You don't want to be like stretching the flower horizontally, never looks cute. It's really good too if you do buy items on sale or from a store you really love. Keep an eye on the product, whether it's online or in store, because if the price drops within usually a week or two, you can get a price adjustment. So that's all being part of a savvy shopper. I did do a great post on how to save money while shopping, so I'll link that below as well. On the topic of prints, scarves are a really amazing way to throw a fun print. Try to opt for a smaller print as well. Really big prints usually look quite tacky. And look to the runway for inspiration, because I wouldn't say runway style high fashion is necessarily the Bible, but they usually have high standards and good quality fabric, so that's a good place to look for inspiration. I've also been on this like gingham houndstooth kick. This is a product I just got from Zara, this really cute dress. These fabrics are so timeless. You can find things like this at the thrift store, and whether it's adding a belt or taking away, you know, an added bow or something. This is a product I just got secondhand. It's a really cool dress. It has a nice gingham print. It's a beautiful fabric that doesn't show wear. Those polyester type fabrics, I try to stay away from them for the most part, because anything made with plastic little fibers can be so detrimental to our health, but and our waterways, especially microplastics. Oh God. On the last and final note, if there's an item that you know is timeless and you feel really good in, for me, these boots are the ones. These are Vagabond boots. I saw Alana Davidson, she is a really popular blogger in Toronto, wearing them, and I love them. They have lasted about 2 years now, and they are so good. They fit my foot great. I really love more of a pointed toe. I have broken them in flawlessly and I take very good care of the leather. So if you do have a product that you know is the one for you, get a really good one. Get an expensive one and it'll last for you. I find sometimes it can be so daunting to put all your outfits together and find really cool different ways to style everything you own once you kind of created your great wardrobe. So I turn to Pinterest and the Instagram search page for all the inspo I need. I have a Pinterest board called Style, which I'll link below, and you really start to see trends in what you pin and also what they recommend for you. Same as with Instagram. I think the algorithm is kind of learning how to feed us the right content, especially on the discovery page. For the regular feed, don't get me started on how they try to make it smart. I'm like, just bring back the option to have it chronological. But I save posts on Instagram using the little save tag, and then I'll actually put things into categories. So whether it's manicure inspiration or really great items that I add to my wish list, or great outfit ideas, that is the perfect place even to find like designer inspiration and then to kind of find those pieces in more high street or secondhand shops. Those are my tips with a few new things that I've purchased recently included. Let me know what you love, what you might hate, and what works for you in the comments below. Don't feel bad if you've bought something and then it doesn't work for you. Be honest with yourself and try things on. Try it on, do your makeup, do your hair, see how it looks, and be honest, because the best thing to do is curate a good closet. And if you're kind of on the fence, I like to pack things away into a airtight box or a bag that you can suck the air out of, tuck it away, whether it's under the bed or in the basement, and then in a few months, go back into that box or bag, see if you missed the pieces, see if they're, now in style. For the most part, they probably won't be. And then you can give them away. And if you didn't miss them, then you know they are good to go to a new home. There's nothing worse than having a cluttered closet and not being able to find what you like. I love combing through my closet, taking out pieces that don't fit anymore, and usually every Sunday night I'll get my outfits ready for the week. Then I'm excited to get on it. So thanks so much you guys for watching. Be sure to follow my Instagram at Madeline_DM. I always post some little fashion and beauty tips there. Subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!